Oh, hey, and welcome to another episode of Beetle Dustino, coming at you again today with yet another video and another What's in the Box video, kind of keeping in line with the past few What's in the Boxes. There's one that's been kind of missing out of those Beatles collections of recent, and I've got it, and I'm going to show it. All right, but before we do get started with that, I do want to thank all my subscribers. Thanks to any new subscribers, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and do hit the notification bell so you know when I got new videos coming out. Also, if you like the video, please give it a like. It does help the channel out tremendously. And do leave a comment. I do love having a discussion with everybody. But let's get on with this next episode of What's in the Box.
Put the gun down.
I saw you with the box. What was in the box?
You took the box!
Oh, what's in the box?
Let's see what's in the box! Nothing! Absolutely nothing!
Well, I don't know what's going on here now. Brad Pitt asking about it. There's nothing in the box, I guess. I guess Brad Pitt joined the Wheel of Fish there. But yes, I did say we're going to talk about another Beatles box set that came out recently and kind of similar to the past few What's in the Boxes I've been doing. Of course, I did the Beatles US albums box. I think that was the first one. I kind of going out of order here. That came out in 2014 to celebrate 50 years of the Beatles in America, in the US, I should say. And then we kind of did the 2009 stereo box set, the Beatles original recordings, as it's officially called. And then we did the in mono box set. So the US albums and the in mono were both the mini LP style, kind of the box with the little tray that slides out, and the mini LP style albums all sitting in the little box. Well, there is a third one like that. This one's a little more obscure. I'm pretty sure they did sell worldwide, but it is to represent Japan. And there it is. The Japan box, it's just kind of called, or Meet the Beatles, which is kind of named after the first album in there. And the artwork even kind of matches that first album. But there it is. It's a sealable bag. This isn't just shrink wrap that's on it. This is how it comes in this nice sealable bag. And there's the front, and it's got the obi strip or obi thing on it that does wrap around the back. So there's the side. And I'll show you the side this way too. I think now it's actually upside down. And then the back with the obi backing on there. And the other side with the apple. Nothing on the top. Bottom's just got the info like that. So yeah, this is a sealable bag. You can see here. And I'll unseal it, and it folds up nice. Pull it out here. Set that to the side. And there's the backing, the obi thing, the backing there. Show this to you again without the obi thing on there. Back, yeah, side there. And not much change there, so I'll just show those quick. And of course, it does slide out just like the US albums and the Beatles in mono. And it's got the little tray that holds the disc. As you can see, it's not quite as big because it's only five albums in here versus like 13 and 14 or something in the other ones. So not quite as big. No glue staining because this is a real one. I got this direct from the Beatles website. Yeah, let's get started with what's in the box. We start out, there's a 100-page booklet, pretty much just info on everything. And this one, I'm really kind of, everything so cool there. I wish they'd do a vinyl set of this and do it in the red wax there, the red LP there. But I'll show you a couple of the pages here. I might do a real quick flip through here. But yeah, there's quite a few pages. Some nice pictures here. But then it just pretty much gets into info on it, and most of it's in Japanese. So I have no idea what it's trying to tell me. I don't read Japanese, unfortunately. So. But very cool that they did make something like this for the market. There, I'll just kind of flip through to show you. It's all Japanese. If you are Japanese, though, I'm sure you know what it says. And there's the back of the book. So a very nice little book. Love the photos in there. I'm going to start out with the little goodies. There was a little goodie bag in here versus some of the other ones. Of course, Japanese markets do use the obi strip. It's very key component to the records there. And they got the little obi strip with the info in Japanese, so most of the rest of it's in English. So they kind of drape over the record, and of course collectors love having those. So they did include the obi strips, reproductions of the obi strips. Instead of putting them on the albums, because some of these wouldn't quite fit over, they put them in this little resealable bag, just like the rest there. So I'm going to show that for now, and I think at the end, I'll just kind of show the obi over each representing album there. So we'll get on to the albums. And much like the in mono box and the US albums, they come in the resealable bags, and they are trying to pay attention to detail with what the original albums look like. So there it is in the bag, and I'll get it out of the bag here. Of course, it slides out. This will be the only one I'll show you, the sealable bag. But there it is. So this is Meet the Beatles. And see, they do got the flip overs, but they're a little different than the UK ones. UK ones also had on the side here, and then they got this little indention here that you can see on the top and the bottom. Not sure what that's about, but kind of cool, a little different. And the fact that they did pay that attention to detail on that. Of course, these are on Odeon in Japan. There's the spine, and we got a couple of things on the inside here. First, we got the disc in there. This is just a plain white little envelope, and just information on the tracks on that in Japanese on that. And this is kind of more an envelope than an inner sleeve, and that opens up like so. And we got the disc in there again in the little rice paper plastic sleeve there that fits it nicely, unlike those fake boxes I've been showing. I had it upside down there, but there it is with the label the correct way. Now these were, unlike the US albums where you got the mono and the stereo, these were just presented in one form. Meet the Beatles' second album, and Beatles number 5 were all in mono. And these were just the 2009 mono remasters from the UK set, so the in mono box. And then A Hard Day's Night and Help were both presented in stereo. Again, the 2009 stereo remasters on that. So that's what you got on the mixes and that, or masterings on that. It's nothing really unique on that. Why they picked some albums got the stereo, some got the mono, I'm not sure. Now, their Meet the Beatles is quite different than the US Meet the Beatles too, so completely different track listing. I believe it was actually 14 tracks, where the US one had, what, 12 or something, or even less maybe. And like I said, I'll have these out of the resealable bag. So the next one, though, is Beatles' second album. On the back here, I was getting confused because it says Beatles number 2. I was going, wait a second, I thought it was Beatles' second album. So again, mirroring the US album with the naming and everything, even the cover image there. I think the songs that it lists here are a little different than the US one. And of course the Odeon label there. In the back again with the flip backs, the unique flip backs. And again, we got the information in Japanese here, and a couple of pictures even on that one, on that sheet there. And again, the little envelope that the disc is housed in. This time I'll just pull out the disc. So up next we got A Hard Day's Night. And this one matches track-wise the UK album, but it's a completely different cover, as you can see, and a very unique cover there. I kind of like it. I do like the original, though, a lot better. In the back here with the foldovers, take a look at the spine, what it contains. So again, the sheet with the information on the tracks and such. And yet again, the envelope, just the plain white little envelope housing the disc. And they all got the same label. I think this is a great looking label, though. And that black and silver looks so good. Yeah, just everything about that I like. Now, I noticed, too, it's not quite mirroring the original because it does got the Apple logo and everything on there. I think the US albums, I don't think that they put that on there. And then kind of confusingly, the next one up is Beatles number 5. But this is the 4th album. So in chronological order, you should have had the Beatles for Sale, would have been the next one. But there was nothing really too different. There was just some slight little difference up in the corner here, or kind of in the center actually, where it said Odeon instead of Parlophone and that. Otherwise, it was pretty much the same album. But there's Beatles number 5. And this is very similar to Beatles 65, the cover art on it. And this one does not have the flip backs. See on the back here. And one thing I noticed too, the image here, the quality on it is very poor on both the front and the back. So I don't know if they just didn't have a good way to get this copied or what's going on with it. It almost looks like one out of the fake boxes, but it isn't. And all the rest look great. So I don't know why this one did not look as good. So there's the spine there. Pull out what's inside. We got a little uniqueness to this one now. Again, we got the info sheet here. This one's actually more of an info booklet. So a little different there. And then now we still got the envelope, but this time it does got some pictures of other albums in that. And we'll flip that up so you can see there. Beatles and the Beach Boys, I believe, are up at the top there. And you can see that Beatles for Sale kind of in the middle there. Disc is in the inside, still the same label, even though we do got kind of some new envelopes that it's held in. And last but not least, for the disc, we got Help. And again, a somewhat different cover on it. The cover here is the same as the UK one, just minus the Odeon logo there. But this one, kind of like the US album, is a gatefold. So we got this unique image on the back here. Hey, this wasn't some of the other Help packages, but they used it on the back instead. And there's the spine. And this is on this really thick cardboard, very nice. And there's the gatefold there. You can see how thick that is. It's almost as thick as one of the non-gatefold sleeves. So this one is like twice as thick as any of the others. We'll pull out the goodies on the inside here. Then we're just back to the sheet here for the music info. Not the little booklet like Beatles number 5, but we did stick with the envelope with the other albums on it. I think it's exactly the same as the Beatles number 5 one. Flip up that there. And again, that Odeon label, that really great looking Odeon label. Now, I did say we'd come back and look at the Obi strips kind of on their own. So here's the one for Meet the Beatles. I'll hold it over the album best I can there, because this doesn't really strap onto it anyway. It just kind of would sit on it there. So that would be what that one would look like with it on. And we got the Beatles' second album. See the number 2 there. I'll just hold it over it again there. Then we got A Hard Day's Night. Hold it over the album there. And then Beatles number 5. And this one's a little different, kind of that longer, and this one actually does kind of fold over. So I'll try my best. Hold it over there, fold it over, and hold it on there so you can see it on there. And last but not least, the one for Help. Again, very similar to the Beatles number 5. I think I'm going to put this on the inside of the gatefold, because I do not think, with how thick this one is, this will be the easiest one to hold at least. There we go. I was going to say, I don't think it'll fold over the other one there. So there you can see it kind of in the gatefold there. Very nice. Looks great on it. There we go. Get those back in their little wrapper. Hopefully never to be brought out again, because they're not easy to get in and out. But there we go. That was what was in the box of Meet the Beatles, the Beatles Japan box. Interesting little box. I don't know if it's really necessarily needed for everybody's collection, as there's really no new mixes or anything, just kind of a different track order. But it is fun seeing the different artwork, and I absolutely love these mini LP boxes. So any of these they're going to put out, I'm going to buy. I'm a sucker for mini LPs. I'm especially a sucker for mini LPs that are Beatles. So if Apple, Universal Music, whoever's out there listening, I'd love more mini LP style Beatles boxes themed in whatever way. I will buy it. So, as a matter of fact, I did do a what if on these very early on in my channel on some ideas for other mini LP style boxes, with a compilation one, those 70s compilations and 80s compilations that are kind of out of print. It would be great to get those in CD officially, and they would look great in mini LP, I think. Do check those out. I'll probably put a link in the description here, kind of going back to those. Kind of some other thoughts on this set. One thing I would have liked to have seen is the inclusion of Beatles for Sale. I know it would just be a doubled up album from everything you've already had, probably close. I would guess they'd probably go with the mono mix on it, so your in mono set would have it. But it would be nice just to kind of round the set out for those first 6 albums, make the Beatles number 5 make sense in the track order there, or the disc order there, I guess. But other than that, I think it's a really cool box. Now, as for prices, you can still find this. I found it on Amazon, about $150 to $200, kind of in there. eBay, about $140 to $300 is kind of the range I was seeing. And Discogs, I found it as low as $75 to about $220. Now, I know, of course, the last few videos I've done the US albums and the in mono, and I am aware that there are fakes of the Beatles original recordings, the stereo box. I'm not sure if there's fakes on this, but do be on the lookout. I would imagine if those other boxes all got fakes, I'd imagine there's fakes of this one also. So be on the lookout for that. Yeah, so there's kind of a unique little box. And that should wrap up a lot of these CD box sets that I got of the Beatles. I got some older ones that we'll get into eventually down the road here, so be on the lookout for those. But just to keep this video a little short, I am going to get wrapping up. I do want to again thank all my subscribers and thanks to any new subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And do hit the notification bell so you know when I got new videos coming out. Also, please give the video a like. It does help the channel out a lot. And if you've stuck around to this point, you must like it. So give it a like. Also, please leave a comment. I do love having a discussion with everybody. Let me know your thoughts on the Japan box. Let me know if you've got it. Let me know if you've thought about getting it. I wouldn't discourage getting it. If you like the mini LP boxes, it's a great box. It looks beautiful on my shelf up next to the others. Yeah, and I'd love to see a vinyl version of this come out on that red vinyl like the Japanese market's got. I think that would be so cool. I would buy that in a heartbeat. Especially they include Beatles for Sale. But I'm rambling on here. I think that's a Led Zeppelin song. All right. So I'll get signing out. I'm Beatle Dustino, signing out.